station. It's time now for your expanded local news. The Taylorville High School class of 1975 is reuniting this month and celebrating in some style. As part of their plans, they're holding a gathering called the Old Farts Festival. It's scheduled for Friday, September 19th, or today, from 7 to 10 p.m. at the Backyard on East Vine Street. The Pat Daly Dog Band is a group consisting of several THS alumni and will perform live at the event. It precedes the more formal class reunion set for the following day. Pat Daly, Rick Penns, and Don Koffold are all part of the Pat Daly Dog Band. They say that combining their 70s style music and covers with drinks and the company of their classmates should make for an exciting evening all around.
I don't typically think of myself as an old fart, but, when you get to that milestone, your 50-year high school reunion, there's no denying that you're an old fart. So,
Don, we think of you as an old fart.
You're right there with me. But, old farts need to kick up their heels every now and then and have a good time.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of what the Old Farts Festival is about. We've got the Pat Daly Dog Band that's going to perform. It's a 70s rock supergroup. It's made up of guys that have played together in bands since junior high school.
Yep.
I heard these guys play in junior high school and, throughout high school, college, into adulthood. And they played, they're great musicians, and they played in different bands throughout their lives, earning money, making music and performing. So pretty excited about it.
Making people happy.
That's
what we're all about.
Yeah, we're excited. I'm really excited to see these guys play. Yes, yeah.
And while the event is called the Old Farts Festival, people of all ages are welcome. There is no age restrictions that the venue will have at this time. There will also be no cover charge for the event. The band got together when its charter members were in 8th grade. They took inspiration from more well-known groups that they had listened to and seen, and then put it into action.
Well, it all started, I guess, when, and this weekend being St. Mary's Festival, we were hired, we being Amplified Heat was the band name. And
what year was this?
This is probably 8th grade.
8th grade. Wow.
So you can do the math.
Yeah.
Tom Houston, who's our guitar player in the dog band, and I and Bill Brown had a trio together playing music of the day. Some
St. Mary's Gym.
In St. Mary's Gym, and Don was there and saw us. So that's really the kind of the root of the dog band. Also, we're very interested in seeing more established groups. And one band we would go see is Poor Richard's Almanac. That featured our keyboard player, Ron DeMichael. And I mean, they were the cat's meow at the time.
Rick Penns, sometimes known as Chicago Rick, wears multiple hats in the Pat Daly Dog Band. He brings the vocals and can also play guitar and keyboard. He says his biggest influences inspired him not just to take up music, but to strive for excellence.
Well, I'm a city slicker, suburb seeker, yeah. But I get it, yeah. I got involved in playing music. I think the big date was February 9th, 1964. Do we all know what happened on that date? The Beatles broke town.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Ed Sullivan Show. And I know Ron and I were talking the other night about we actually saw the Beatles on that show, and it changed our lives. It made us want to play music, and it made us want to play good music. And so what you'll hear when you come and hear us and come see us on the 19th is the classic rock songs.
Okay.
Those are what we those are our strength and our bread and butter.
What we grew up with.
That's what we grew up with. That's what we enjoy.
What the songs we would strive, we'd hear them on the radio and then strive to learn to play them.
Yeah.
Wasn't enough to hear them. We had to,
and you had to buy the record. You had to lift the needle and use the needle back and forth just to learn these things. Oh my!
Look at the album cover, front, back, inside.
Well, I'm a city slicker, suburb seeker. Yeah. But I get it. Yeah, I got involved in playing music. I think the big date was February 9th, 1964.
All three of them recall plenty about life in Taylorville in the 1970s. They even remember a local performance by Ted Nugent, which some in the community did not view too highly.
The local newspaper, the editor felt that this was not going to be a good event for the city of Taylorville. It would bring a bad element into the city.
Hippies.
Yeah. So
Oh.
Ted was going to be coming to Taylorville from the Mississippi River Festival, which was a summer music festival that was pretty big and pretty popular. It's in Sedalia, Missouri. And apparently Ted was coming to Taylorville from the Mississippi River Festival. And so he wrote a number of editorials. He took people from the Fair Board, because Mark Morton had booked the exposition building at the Christian County Fairgrounds for the show, to witness what kind of things go on at the Mississippi River Festival. And I won't get into all that, but he really had the people in the community scared that thousands of godless, drug-addled hippies were going to invade our town and rape, pillage, plunder. And so I would say 70% of the people in Taylorville wouldn't let their kids out of the house, much less go to the show. So
more information on the Old Farts Festival is available on the Taylorville, Illinois Class of 1975 Reunion Facebook page. Pat Daly, Rick Penns, and Don Caulfield appeared as guests on the WTIM morning show. During the segment, they even did a live performance in studio of some of their music to expect from this evening.
yeah.
And that again was the Pat Daly Dog Band. The time is coming soon to get the necessary vaccines to stay healthy through the winter and the months thereafter as well. For most people, the flu vaccine is a recommended part of the regimen. Some people may also benefit from the RSV and/or COVID-19 vaccines. With guidelines for these vaccines, especially that of COVID-19, fluctuating year to year, it's important to keep up to date. Not only is the Christian County Health Department helping people in the area do just that, but they are also facilitating the process of receiving said vaccines. They will hold a flu vaccine clinic on Friday, October 3rd from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Pana Fire Department. 2 other clinics will happen at the Taylorville Fire Department. These are scheduled for Friday, October 17th and Monday, November 3rd, both also from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Ellen Jackson is an emergency response coordinator with the Christian County Health Department, and she says the process for visitors at the clinic is simple and quick. So too does Chelsea Davis.
Just bring yourself and your insurance card.
That seems easy enough.
That's right.
Okay, so do you guys do the billing from there on after that?
Yep, we'll have some paperwork for you to fill out. We'll take a copy of your insurance card, ask you some questions, and then give you a shot, and you're free to go.
Free to go. Not going to hold them for like 15 minutes. Make sure, you don't need a snack or something. Okay. Chelsea Davis is the director of nursing at the health department. She says that the flu vaccine is recommended for most people, but as for specific forms of the vaccine, there are some changes for this year.
So the ACIP is an organization that recommends vaccines along with the CDC. And with flu vaccines, they're being recommended ages 6 months and older for everyone. This year, there was a change in thermosol containing flu vaccines. They decided to no longer recommend those kinds of vaccines. Thermosol is a form of mercury that helps to preserve vaccines, and they decided to take those out of the running for flu vaccines this year just to increase safety.
Okay. Now, does that change their availability at all?
No. So we have flu vaccines available at the health department for children, adults, and older adults who would need a high-dose influenza vaccine right now.
For the RSV vaccine, Davis says older folks, certain people who are pregnant, and some infants are the ones who should get the shot.
RSV is recommended for all adults age 75 and older, and adults age 50 to 74 at an increased risk for RSV, someone who's immunocompromised, someone with lung issues. And that's a kind of a one and done vaccine. So if you got the RSV vaccine through us last year, then You don't need it this year, but if you didn't, I would definitely recommend it. Also, if you're pregnant, I recommend getting an RSV vaccine if you plan to give birth during RSV season, which is from September to February. You have to be 32 through 36 weeks along, though, but we have those available at the health department. And if you missed out while you were pregnant, infants less than 8 months of age during RSV season can get an RSV immunization, which I would definitely recommend.
As for the COVID-19 vaccine, it's suggested for anyone 65 and older, as well as anyone else at least 6 months old with at least one underlying condition that increases their risk for severe illness from the virus. And aside from vaccines, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has set September 21st through the 27th as Child Passenger Safety Week. The CCHD will be hosting a car seat safety check on Monday, September 22nd. They will check car seat installations, help adjust them if needed, and provide other tips.
But when it comes to size, they're in like an infant bucket seat until they're about 6 months old, and then into a rear-facing seat until the law states 2, but best practice is 3, or until they outgrow the height and weight limit of that seat, and then they can be forward-facing. And we recommend forward-facing with a 5-point harness, really until they outgrow that seat, as long as they possibly can, because that's the safest for children.
And is it still about 12 years old where you're like, you should still technically be in a car seat, but maybe you're kind of making your way out?
So after that 5-point harness, there's a high back booster and then a regular booster. And you can get out of a regular booster when you are tall enough for your feet to sit flat on the floor and your knees be at a 90-degree angle when your back is at the back of the seat and the seatbelt hits you correctly over your shoulder.
More information on the Christian County Health Department is available at cchdil.org. Ellen Jackson and Chelsea Davis both appeared as guests on the WTIM Morning Show. This will conclude the first portion of your expanded local news, and it's brought to you by Taylorville Community Credit Union.
Hi, this is Will Perkins with Taylorville Community Credit Union. When you become a member of TCCU, you become an owner and have access to our great loan rates, earn great dividends on our deposit accounts, have access to our full range of financial products, and will receive personal attention from people you know. Membership is open to anyone who lives or works in Christian, Montgomery, and Shelby County. We are conveniently located in Taylorville, Hillsboro, Litchfield, and Pana. You can also visit us online at www.tccu.org. Come join us. You'll wonder why you waited. Member NCUA.
Lakeland College is celebrating its highest fall enrollment in years. The college's official 10th day enrollment report shows more than 4,100 students enrolled this fall. It's a 4.5% increase from last year and the highest headcount since 2019. Full-time equivalency, which measures overall credit hours, is also up more than 7%, which is the strongest it's been since 2020. Much of the increase comes from the career and technical education programs and high school students taking dual credit classes. Enrollment in dual credit jumped by more than 17% this fall, with over 1,300 high school students earning college credit. Lakeland also opened its new Effingham Technology Center this semester, and already more than 300 students are taking classes there. Lakeland President Josh Bullock says that the numbers are more than just statistics, as they represent thousands of students working towards brighter futures. More information on Lakeland is available by visiting them at lakelandcollege.edu. September is National Atrial Fibrillation, or AFib, Awareness Month. It's a time to raise awareness about the most common form of heart arrhythmia in the United States. AFib affects millions of Americans and, if left untreated, can lead to serious complications such as stroke or heart failure. AFib occurs when the heart beats irregularly, disrupting the normal flow of blood between the heart's upper and lower chambers. And although the condition can sometimes go unnoticed, early identification is critical in managing symptoms and preventing long-term damage. Common symptoms of AFib include heart palpitations, chest pain or pressure, fatigue, dizziness, and shortness of breath. Because these symptoms may develop gradually or be mistaken for less serious conditions, regular checkups and attention to even subtle health changes are important. Treatment options vary depending on the severity and cause of the condition. In many cases, lifestyle changes like improved diet and increased physical activity are recommended alongside medications to control heart rate or rhythm. More advanced treatments, include electrical cardioversion, catheter ablation procedures, and other newer technologies. Prairie Cardiovascular and HSHS hospitals across Illinois offer a range of atrial fibrillation treatments and services using advanced technology and a personalized approach to care. AFib services are available at locations in Carbondale, Decatur, Effingham, O'Fallon, and in Springfield. Healthcare providers encourage anyone experiencing symptoms or at risk of heart conditions to take action during Atrial Fibrillation Awareness Month. For more information or to schedule an appointment, visit hshs.org/heart. A second burst of summer, as it's being called, as these warm and dry conditions continue to impact Illinois this month. John Baranick is a DTN ag meteorologist and has more on what to expect. The southern two-thirds of Illinois are showing up on the U.S. Drought Monitor as in moderate or severe drought status. This will conclude the second portion of your expanded local news, and it's brought to you by C&B Bank and Trust.
Farming never takes a day off, and neither should your banking. At CNB Bank & Trust, our regular business checking account lets ag businesses run smoothly, and you'll have anytime, anywhere access with digital banking, bill pay, a debit card, e-statements, even QuickBook upload, so you can focus on harvest, not paperwork, helping farmers do what they do best, grow. Stop by your local branch or visit cnbil.com today. CNB Bank & Trust, helping to open doors since 1854. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Moving now to obituaries, which can be found at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com and are brought to you by Sutton Memorial Home.
This is Chad Sparks. When you lose a loved one, your choice for making final arrangements should be with the compassionate family at Sutton Memorial Homes. They know the death of a loved one is difficult. Austin and Evan at Sutton's and the entire staff have devoted themselves to loving and caring for those in their community in their time of need. You can trust Sutton Memorial Homes to assist your family in making final arrangements that will be a tribute to your loved one. Sutton Memorial Homes, caring is what they do best.
39-year-old Robert Sampson of Taylorville will have a visitation today, September 19th, from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. Funeral service will be September 20th at 2 p.m. at Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. Burial will be at Oak Hill Cemetery. Funeral arrangements are being handled by Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. 95-year-old Helen Covington of Stonington died on September 14th. Visitation is today, September 19th, from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. at McClure Funeral Home in Taylorville. Funeral service will be September 19th at 11 a.m. at McClure Funeral Home in Taylorville. Burial will be at Old Stonington Cemetery. 91-year-old Geraldine Lucille or Jerry Gordon of Taylorville died on September 11th. Visitation is September 20th from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. at St. Mary's Catholic Church in Taylorville. Memorial Mass will be on September 20th at 11 a.m. at St. Mary's Catholic Church in Taylorville. Interment will be at Old Stonington Cemetery. Funeral arrangements are being handled by McClure Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Taylorville. And Paula J. Koonsman of Shelbyville, formerly of Warrensburg, will have a celebration of life being planned for her for October 12th of 2025. Funeral arrangements are being handled by Howe and Yawkey Funeral Home in Shelbyville. Get details on these and other local news stories at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com or on WTIM. WTIM is your only local news radio.